This segment of Delmarva Life is brought to you by State Farm Insurance.
Well, when our children or grandchildren are young, we try to do everything we can to protect them.
But the biggest threats could be sitting right in your own home, and you may not even know it. Well, Brian Spiros went to our friends at State Farm to find out what dangers you should be looking for and how to fix them before it's too late.
Are there dangers lurking in your home that could injure your child?
There's a lot of things you don't think about from an adult standpoint that could be affecting that child on a day-to-day basis that could injure them or make them very sick.
Hunter Emery is a State Farm insurance agent in Georgetown. He explains some of the key things you should be paying attention to when it comes to keeping your child or grandchild safe. First, let's start in the living room with something many of us have in our home, a TV.
TVs are a prime example of that. Being on a coffee stand, you think that TV is okay. A child climbs up there a little bit and pulls that TV, that can fall directly on them.
Hunter says to be safe, mount it on the wall or make sure it's anchored down. Something else that could topple over, those floor lamps. Hunter says take them out of the room altogether if a child is nearby. And while we're in the living room, let's talk tables.
All right, Hunter, so one thing parents may be forgetting about in the house is if they have an end table or a coffee table in the living room or in a bedroom. How can that be dangerous to a small child?
When you think about a small child walking around the house, especially when they're learning how to walk, they can stumble quite often. Those coffee table corners are very sharp, so as a child falls over, they could poke their eye out or hurt their head by running into that. The way to curb it or prevent it is by putting a bumper just like this on the corner of that coffee table.
And that'll protect it.
And that'll protect it.
Also, put plastic covers over your outlets. According to the Consumer Product Safety Commission, roughly 2,400 kids a year go to the ER from injuries due to these outlets. Now let's head into the kitchen.
I think the worst room though is going to be the kitchen, because every kitchen you have your cabinetry on the bottom of the kitchen there, so children have access to all those different areas. Think about all the chemicals you keep in your kitchen, especially under your sink.
Hunter suggests placing locks on your cabinets and the refrigerator. You don't need little hands going where they don't belong.
So every parent out there knows that when their child knows how to walk, they want to go everywhere. And one of the places they may try to go is out the back or front door, but there's a way to prevent that. Explain.
Absolutely. This device right here allows them to put this on the door, and what it'll do is keep that child from being able to go out the door, because every time they grab a hold of that door handle, it just spins.
Something else you'll want to have a few of, baby gates.
The gates you need to think about, of course, the staircase. You need to think about the laundry room. That's another place you need to make sure you have a gate to keep them from getting into the laundry room. Of course, the kitchen is another one you need to watch out for. And the one that a lot of times you don't think about is putting the kids in the living room, but make sure you have something against the fireplace. Also, make sure you have the correct measurements on the gate, because each doorway can be a little bit different depending on how old the home is.
So until what age should you be child-proofing your house?
I find that a lot of times under the age of 6 and lower is a time when you need to have everything baby-proofed and in place for the most part. But keep in mind, you have 7 and 8-year-olds who will try to play with the outlets. So you might still need to keep those type of things there just to be safe and educate them on what they have as they get older and learn.
So how do you know? Well, Hunter says that one of the best ways that you can see if your home is childproof is to get down on the floor. Then take a look around you. Now, if you use the vantage point of a child, you're going to see things that could turn out to be a potential hazard.
Now, while we're at home, let's head to the kitchen. That's where we are next for another recipe challenge. Today, we're taking on WBOC's Karen Campbell and Chanel Douglas. 5 minutes, 2 recipes, 1 team wins.
Yeah. Plus, you know, this has gone on for 2 years now. Okay, maybe I forget the cheese every now and then, all right? But Rachel Ray's got me covered. She's going to tell us how to make the most of our cheese in just a little bit. But first, you know, we would really love to have you here in Historic Studio D with us as we have all the fun. If you'd like to book your seat, all you have to do is visit delmarvalife.com and click on the Show tab. Now, there on the right side of the page, you see the Ticket tab. It's under For Our Audience. If you really don't want to go all that trouble, just give us a call. There's the number, 443-880-9116. You know what? Delmarva Life. We'll be right back.